What's going on, guys? This is Damien, and before we begin the video, let me talk to you about Zenkai Showdown. What's Zenkai Showdown? Well, it's an event that I'm hosting with TOs from Poland. It's going to be one of the biggest events in Europe, and it's going to be the first event in the world, the first big one, where Zenkai Series 1 is going to be legal. It's going to be taking place on the 24th to 25th of September, 2 days. Day 1 normal championship, we're cracking an unopened case and first 4 players walk away with a booster box each. Day 2 team wars, the winning team, all members gain 1 booster box from the newest Zenkai set. If this sounds interesting to you, link to the event is in the description below. Now, roll the video. What's going on, guys? This is Damien from The Lookout, and I'm here with David, who took 12th place at the regionals in Germany with Raditz. Say hi, David.
Yeah.
So, this is your deck. What made you take Raditz to this event?
I think that Raditz is in a good moment at this meta because the main problem of Raditz is the black decks. So when Vegeta Shino gets in the ban list, so people discard to play black. So I tried to practice the deck since 2 months ago, and the results were good. So I think at this moment it's a good hand control deck that only has bad matchups versus aggro decks. So at this moment, Gamma, Trunks are the mainly played, so it's good.
Awesome. So we'll go through this deck. So we'll start with like Vegeta and then make our way towards Cell. So you're playing 4 copies of the Vegeta Super Combo.
Yeah.
Yeah. So this is a staple in the deck.
It is because the main activate main of the leader says that you can pick the top 5 deck and get a Raditz, Napa or Vegeta green. So it's the best for the deck because you can find it and discard whatever you want, like a Ribrian, a Monkey, a Kochukai. So it's better than Paragus in this deck.
Awesome. Yeah, it makes sense for our viewers who don't know. So Raditz on his front side has an active main where he looks at the top 5 and then he gets 1 red or green Raditz, Vegeta and Napa or Napa and add them to their hand. That's what the leader does, and when he attacks, your opponent chooses 1 in their hand and they send it to their warp. It's a hand destruction deck that sends stuff to the warp, and then he can give himself critical on Awakened. Yeah. So, yeah. But I see you're running quite a couple of unisons. So you're running 3 copies of SS3 Napa Golden Invader.
Yeah, it is the main unison that you want to play in the turn 3. As like the most green decks, do you have to play the Migra in the early, so you can use the Frieza, you can use the Dormant to survive and keep your game plan to the late. So, and the Golden Frieza Unison, it's like the only finisher that this deck has. So I had to play too much Unisons, and the extra cards. The problem is that in any moments you don't have nothing to combo in the hand. It's the only problem about the deck.
Yeah, that is an issue, definitely. So 3 copies of Napa and 2 copies of Golden Frieza. Then we have another staple card in the deck, 3 copies of Raditz Ruthless Adversary.
That card, it's a rogue card that isn't very famous, that allows you to play it for 1 energy and took a life if you are playing versus black, or you can, it has 2 effects. You can take the life if you're playing versus black, or draw 1 for every two non-black cards the opponent has in the war. So when the opponent play an Overrealm, or in the late when you warp so many cards in the hand, you can draw for 1 energy for 5 to 8, 9 cards.
Nice. Yeah, that's an insane draw for 1 energy. That's crazy. You should just fill your hand with this guy if you're playing against a non-black deck, basically.
Yeah. If people knows you're playing this, they will warp the black cards, like the Overrealms, the Kochukai.
Yeah.
But if not, there is a rogue strategy that works.
Nice, nice. Then, for your SCR of choice, you went with the Wicked Saiyans.
Yeah, because with the activate main of the leader, you can get it. So if you can do it on turn 2, it makes so much pressure. The opponent has to discard 2 cards, and it's a blocker that you can use it. Anyway, the problem that the Wicked Saiyan have is that doesn't have any protection. So most probably in the next turn, it will die. So it's for use to block the first attack, basically.
Yep. Okay. Yeah, I mean, it's a pretty powerful SCR by itself. You get it out turn 2 and it causes troubles, definitely. I see. So let's talk 4 copies for Brienne, 4 copies Monkey. So these are the cards that you said that you are pitching with your leader, basically.
Yeah, the Ribrians, it's for if the opponent didn't draw too much, you can use it for a hard hand destruction, and you can use it with the View Topo or with the Dormant. So, and the Monkey, you can discard it with the activate main when you got something with the leader.
Nice. Yeah, so 1 discards, guys, the other one draws 2 cards. You know, when you pitch them, you play them from your drop area. Speaking of things that you can play and you use life for, Homicidal Clones, 3 copies. This is the standard, right? This is your life blocker negate. So, you know, you take a life, you create a blocker token. It's counter attack, basically. This is the standard package.
That's my safe word for the Gamma Cells or the Golden Frieza Unison. There are big bosses, but they are easy to stop with the Homicidal.
And we also, for another extra card, we have 4 copies of Cell's Earth Destroying Kamehameha.
Yeah, I think that's the best card of the deck, because you can choose the card that you're discarding to your enemy. So if they were thinking about discard the Buras or something, you can took 1 card and you can discard them the secret, something powerful.
Nice, nice. And you also, there is another Unison in this deck, which is your 1-cost Unison, the Migra Unison of Sorcery. So playing 4 copies of this guy. It's...
Yeah, you won for sure, the Mulligan, so that's, as I said, allows you to play the counterplay of Frieza, the Dorman, and when it's played, the enemy can't remove all easily because of the permanent. So you are sure that you have Unison until the turn 3 you can play Napa.
Yeah, and it's an extremely strong Unison. This permanent, it's crazy. It's really crazy.
The problem that I think that Bandai never think about it is that it's +1 Unison. So in turn 3, the Unison has 3-4 markers, and you can play the Golden Frieza Unison with Empower. So it's a powerful strategy. And in the case that you don't have Unison in turn 4, you can play Demigra +1 and then play Frieza 2, and you can do the -4.
Yeah.
So
I was sure that this unison was gonna get hit, gonna get banned or something when they released,
The
Ultimate Squad, because
problem that the Migra, if they hit him, is that Green can't play any form in the first turns because it's too weak and it's the only way that you have to survive or play.
yeah. Now we have like your only Overrealm cards, 2 copies of Dark Temptation Towa.
Yeah, I think it's the best unison for this deck. I was thinking about the Super Saiyan 4 Vegeta that warps 1 when it's played, but the synergy with the leader auto, it's too hard because when at the start of the main phase, you can choose 4 non-black cards of the warp of the enemy and bottom in the deck, and the leader gains triple attack. So if you do that and you play in the upper realm, you got a 20k triple attack leader. So, and if the opponent has still 4 non-black cards in the warp, it's a 20k triple attack critical leader.
Yeah. Oh, oh man. Yeah. Now I'm realizing while you're explaining this. Yeah. Okay.
That's the main base of the deck. Warp and try to keep your lives as high possible, and then finish with the leader and with the Frieza.
Nice. Now we went over the unisons, so now we will just briefly mention here is your staple package. Dormant Potential unleashes your free negates and your 4 charismatic villains, your free counterplays. So this is what every green deck basically has. This is what every green deck needs to have in order to survive.
Great to survive. The problem is that the boot topo counter attack, it's too weak. It's not like the topo, it's a 20k or Oceanus that it's blocker. It's a 10k to cost. It's counterplayed easily. So depends on the matchup, you can't use it.
Yeah. That's the only big issue. But an interesting piece of hand disruption that you also have is you're playing 2 copies of Fusamasu. This is to play him over charismatic villain, right?
Yeah, it is. Yeah. If you are not playing versus red, it's a card that once you play, it will stay in the battle area till the end of the game. So it's a free discard every turn.
Yeah, that's an incredibly powerful card. I used to play 2 of them in King Cold also, just through Frieza, because once you play Frieza, it's a 10k guy after he did what he did, so might as well play Zamasu over it.
Yeah, it's the only way to play Zamasu for in turn 3. If you play Frieza, kill him and play it a free discard every turn. But if you play versus red, Zamasu, it's useless.
Then we have like 3 copies of Kochukai.
Yeah. Kochukai, it's the best for when you are going to turn kill, and if the opponent has still hand, you use the activate main, and if the enemy wants to, probably the enemy when it's at 2 lives, will use the homicidal of his Golo. So if he did, he has to warp 2 cards in the hand, so it will die anyway.
Yeah. And finally, the Quasi, the semi-super combo Infernal Villainy Cell.
Well, the Cell, the only reason that I play Cell is that too much times I got open from 1 energy, I don't have the Cell Kame or something to do to defend the first attack, so if I have, I combo, I draw, I didn't lose hands, and I can still survive.
Yeah. So this is the main deck. The sideboard now is 3 copies of Dark Power Black Messiah. Like, this card is incredible in the current metagame.
Saiyan is the card that at this moment in this meta hurts too much versus Vegeta, versus Gamma 2. The main strategy to play Black Mask Saiyan in turn 1 is that the enemy has to play around it. He can use his way to play it. Like, for example, the versus Vegeta, he can use the out on the leader to play one Trunks or Vegeta from the drop. If he does that, he has to discard 2. So it's too hard, and he will lose the hand in a few turns.
Nice. And then we have another very cool card, 2 copies of Blue Impulse. So
yeah, Blue Impulse, it's a card that no one expects. Any color has his fruit gates. So if it's like a Jiren, Transita, Gamma that plays too much cards that stays in the board, when they fruit gate you can use for 1 energy and clean the whole board. So I think it's too good for 1 energy.
Yeah, it's an insane card. It's like you said, it's not something that people expect, to see. Like, it's an old card, but once you get it out, it's just destruction. 2 copies of Deborah. This is for, cells. I would assume cooler hand destruction.
For hand destruction and for Android 16 matchup. And that's the only reason. Or even if they play you a fruit gate and your hand isn't good at all, you can, for example, with a red topo, you can attack and discard the Deborah, play it for 1 and get 2 cards in the hand. So you can get more options.
Nice. Then we have Kami, Global Unifier. Okay, I can already hear there's a story. Tell me.
No, Kami, it's the only card that allows me to win Trunchita easy. Every time that I played versus Trunchita, it's like, okay, I will search for the Kami. I will wait till turn 4 when they want to play in turn 5 the Seal Sheno or something like that. I will use the Kami. I will clean the world board, and the opponent has to start another time with the battle area. So there is no, when you use the Kami and you can clean the opponent's battle area, the opponents can do nothing because it's too late. He has no empty hand, so
yeah, devastating, just devastating against Vegeta.
Yeah.
2 copies of An Unexpected Turn.
Hey, well, I traveled with my friends from Spain to the regional in Germany, and Ivan, who did the top with Agent, that was for the only match that I will side it. Agent, it's a completely hard match, and if you can use it on an efficient way, you can survive, but it has to be an efficient way because Agent, it's too much aggro for a Raditz.
Yeah, it's an interesting choice, definitely. The other one, this card has been seeing more and more play after Cooler, kind of made it to the scene and brought it back to light. Dodoria Brimming with Power.
Or it's another card that you side versus Tranchita or versus that something that will negate with floodgates in every turn. So you can still play the Dodoria, negate the floodgate, and still hitting the enemy. There's no more reason for play it.
And finally, 2 copies of Kakunsa, Beastly Maiden.
Well, Kakunsa, it's another card like Blue Impulse that no one expects. The mainly reason that I say this card is for U7 for the big balls, like the secret or the 8 cost. That one time they played, possibly you will lose the game. So the only way that you have to survive is play Kakunsa, kill the boss monster, and in the next turn win the game.
Awesome. So guys, this is the deck. So David, do you have any shoutouts, recommendations, messages for the viewers?
No, nothing.
Okay, well, thank you so much for showing this deck, man. Like, you got 12th place with Raditz. That's really something, man. That's not something that you see every day. It just shows that you're a very skillful player, man. Like, congratulations. It's really awesome to see this. I just have one question. What made you choose Raditz as a hand destruction deck instead of Cell, for example? Is it just the lack of black decks, or are there some other factors in this decision?
Well, like I said at the beginning, there is a no good moment for the black decks, and no one expect Raditz. They can expect other hand control decks like Machine Buu Green or something like that. But when you play and the enemy don't know what your leader does, it changes the way like the enemy plays. So because if you play versus a meta deck, you know what will do in certain mode, right? But when you play versus something that you don't know, you play with caution, and what's the main reason. I was playing Broly Red Broly VR, the swap gun, before Raditz, but I think that isn't a good option versus Gamma. And I was looking the meta, and I think that Raditz was a good option. I tried the deck. I practiced it too much, so it was the reason.
Awesome. Well, thank you for coming and doing this deck profile with us. Once more, congratulations on taking the 12th place. And guys, this is the deck. This has been Damien from The Lookout, and I'll see all of you in the next video.